Oh, let's do it. Let's do it. Good morning, guys. Good afternoon or good evening, right? How's everyone doing today? Good, I hope. And guess what? Guess what today is? Before we get started on doing any predictions on bets, MLB, um, today and every day is Mental Health Day on Cityballers.com. So you guys ever need help, let me know. Get some people to reach out to you or can refer you to people. All right, guys, let's get at it. So today we got a full schedule of baseball. Don't you just miss it? Didn't you miss it? I know I did. Let's go to ESPN first. Yeah, I didn't even know that Pittsburgh was that. That was an early game. I thought it was all at 3. White Sox 3, Pittsburgh 0. And remember, guys, I called that one, didn't I? Or what did I take? I took the White Sox plus the points. I remember that one. That was the first one. So right now I'm correct on one so far. But God knows I need help. Los Angeles versus Philadelphia. We've got Philadelphia 4, the Angels 1, top of the third. In the top of the fourth, San Diego leads Washington 1-0. San Francisco and Toronto tied 0-0 going into the bottom of the second. New York 1, Cincinnati 0, second inning. What is this? Oh my God. The Marlins 3, Kansas City 0. Did you see that one coming? I didn't. I really didn't. And I'm going to take a minute to kind of like give my opinion on this. So the reason I took Kansas City because they finished off the first half strong on a winning streak. They've got Hugh Lugo, and they usually do pretty good, right, against the Marlins. But today, Marlins 3, Kansas City 0. That's the story of the Kansas City Royals' season. I mean, they just don't, like when you think that they're ready to kick the door in, they fold. So right now they're folding against the Marlins. And you would think that the Marlins is playing for a playoff spot, but no, it's Kansas City, because technically they're still in the race. But I mean, that's got to be really frustrating. And the guy that they've got pitching for Miami, Alec Terra, or something like that, but his ERA is 7 something. You know what? Let me look at this. Because I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm just going to tell it to you. Tell you the truth. Okay, that's last week. I was going to say, what the hell? But I was like, what? All right, July. Okay. All right, here we go. So today is the 18th. I took the White Sox plus the points. I took Philadelphia money line because I didn't care who they had up against them. I just took the Phillies. I took the Padres. I took the Blue Jays. I took the Guardians in one, and no, I think I took Guardians in all of them. All right, so the next one, Kansas City. Right now, this is the one that I'm talking about. So Kansas City, they've got Seth Lugo on the mound, the right-hander. He's 6-5, ERA 2.91. Right, that's a pretty good. It's a damn good ERA. So basically, the Marlins is knocking this guy around. And if I go inside the numbers with Seth Lugo, and trust me, I used to have this guy. I would pick him in, strikeout props, but I stopped. I think I started fading him back in, I think May, right? So his last two games, the last one on the 8th against Pittsburgh, he went 6 innings. He allowed 4 hits and 2 runs, struck out 5. In the game before that against Seattle, he went 6 innings. He gave up 6 hits, 1 run, walked 2 people, and struck out 7. Not bad, you say, right? Right. But when you are playing in the game of this magnitude, because it's like every day is now. I mean, they've got to win now because they are, I think it's like second or third. I gotta look it up in a minute, but nope. So right now, as it stands, he's only pitched 1 inning. He allowed 3 hits and he gave up 3 runs. This dude may have a long day, right? I don't know. And like I said, guys, sometimes you pick games and you think you know what you're talking about, or you got it all figured out. Because when it's all said and done, just because you've got a high ERA or your team leads that other team in stats and blow them out of the water, even with the winning record, once that first pitch is thrown in the first inning, all that other stuff is gone to the wind. It's all about right now, the here and the now. And if you can't produce day in and day out, you're going to find yourself going fishing sooner than you think, right? Cleveland 1, A's nothing. Atlanta 3, Yankees nothing, first inning. Baltimore and Tampa 0-0. And then earlier today, Boston knocked off, no. Chicago knocked off Boston 4-1. And remember, when I called that game, I did take the under, so the under worked, right? Because I took that under in that game. But I took Boston in 1, and I think I took Chicago in 1 too. But I know for a fact I took Boston to win 1, and that one they lost. Texas and Detroit haven't started. Minnesota and Colorado hasn't started, and so on and so forth. St. Louis, Arizona, Houston and Seattle, the Dodgers and Milwaukee. Now, yesterday I tried to do something different, right? And that was pull up games that I thought was interesting. And then we go over that. If you guys have an opinion and say, hey, Ron, can you just do all of the games? I'll do that as well. But right now, I'm just going through looking at games that I think will be beneficial for us and easier to win, I think, because you never know, right? All right, guys, like I always say, mental health day, check your mental health. If you're not doing well, you got to reach out to some people, let them know, and just tell them it's not working for you. You just need some help. Mental health is something that we all take for granted, right? Until it actually happens to us. Once it happens to you, and now you understand, and now you get it, right? So I once knew a guy, now watch this. I once knew a guy at one of my old jobs, and I think I was like 20, 25, right? And it was during the Christmas holidays, and I guess he goes, "Man, why do?" And I guess because I think one of my bosses goes, "This is the holidays. It's the worst time of the year for a lot of people. Blah blah blah. If they need some help, show them where to reach out at, or help them get some help, or have them call people phone numbers, right?" And then one guy goes, "I don't get it." And I look at him, I go, "Why?" He goes, "This is the most um, happiest time of the year. How can people be depressed? I never understood." That's what he said. He says, "I never understood that." So I looked at him and said, "I'm 25, right? And I had my own heartaches or not heartaches, but some hard times that I went through at a real young, early age." So when he said that, I'm like, "Dude," I said, "think about it like this: all your loved ones that you used to spend the holidays with, they're no longer with you, and you used to be with them every Christmas for like what 30 years. Now they're gone. How would you feel?" And he says, "Yeah, you know what? I didn't think about it like that." So that's what I mean, guys. You have to kind of like, if you don't think it makes sense, then ask somebody, or just watch and see how things go, and you can figure it out. But yeah, I mean, it's a bad time. Sometimes it can be really bad and hard for people to function. But just know where to reach out at. You can get in touch with me, or you just look on the internet. I'll prefer to help you if I have to. Do I know what I'm doing? Absolutely not. But I know how to get you to where you need to go. Okay. All right. So let's get busy with this one. What is this? Okay. Let me pull up these. Oh, here we go. All right. So let's get at it. The San Francisco Giants versus the Toronto Blue Jays. Let me look and see if this is a game we can look off into. Let me see. Yeah, I'll pick this one. All right. Cincinnati versus the Mets. Okay, whatever. Right. I think this one we probably need to look at as well. Looks like a fun game. Michael Walker versus the Marlins, Cal Quantrill. Are we gonna look at that one? Hell yeah. See, I'm telling you guys now. I mean, I know you probably say, "Oh, this guy is full of shit." No, not really. When I see games like with the Marlins is one of those teams that they just don't know how to quit. Like last year, all these other teams buying to get in the playoffs. They play the Marlins, and the Marlins is like they're playing for a playoff spot, beating guys. And I'm like, holy shit! Hold on, guys, I'll be right back. I had this fan and turn it this way. Yeah, the Marlins are one of those type of teams that they just don't know how to quit, right? And they play hard. Ah, here we go. All right, Kansas City and the Marlins for tomorrow. I picked that one, right? Michael Walker. San Diego and the Nationals. Yu Darvish versus Mitchell Parker. No. Pittsburgh versus the White Sox. Yes. So tomorrow, Pittsburgh and Chicago is a good game. Philadelphia Angels, no. Detroit Tigers and the Rangers. Well, so now I see what the Tigers are doing. They're sending a lot of their bullpen pitchers out now. All right, because tomorrow the Tigers will have Kender Montero. He's 4-1. His ERA is 4.02. 45 strikeouts. Let's look at this guy and see what it looks like. He's not a bullpen guy. This guy is a regular starter. So let me see. His last game on July 12th against Seattle, he went 3 innings. And he gave up 5 hits and 3 runs. Against Tampa on the 7th of July, he got the win. All right. He went 6 innings. He allowed 4 hits. Allowed 1 run. He walked 1 batter and struck out 4. Against Pittsburgh, he went 5 innings. He allowed 3 hits, 1 run, 2 people he walked, and he struck out 5. So, like right now, just looking at this record here, to me it doesn't look bad, right? It looks pretty good. It's like right over a C average, right? And when you got a team like the Tigers, that has strong bats, a pitcher like this you can get away with using. Let's see who this other guy they've got. Kumar Rocker. I kind of watched him, and he's not bad. He's better than what I thought he would be, right? So, the last game on the 9th of July against the Angels, he went 4 innings. He allowed 6 hits and 6 runs. Walked 1 batter, struck out 2 players. The 4th of July against San Diego, he went 5 innings, allowed 4 hits and 2 runs, walked 2 batters, struck out 4. June 26th against Seattle, he went 6 innings. He allowed 4 hits, 2 errors, walked 1 batter, and struck out 6. I mean, I'm going to keep my calculator on. $12. 16. 16. So right now I'll give the Tigers the edge on this one because the pitching matchup it favors the Tigers, right? But this Kumar guy is not bad. He's not. I watched him play, and he was a lot better than what I thought. I think it might have been what game was that? I think it was against the Yankees. I mean, the Padres. Yeah, that had to be it. Whatever, right? So I'll go ahead and I'll take the Tigers on the money line simply because of the fact this is what I know, right? He's the kind of pitcher that'll give you like 5 or 6 strong innings, right? And then after that, you pretty much better be getting somebody warmed up in the bullpen. Um, the Orioles versus the Rays tomorrow. You know what? Let me mark this Tiger game off because that's one that we should also bet on. And right, if we get a game that we can win easily, we're gonna take it. My thing is, I'm not. Some people always like to want to go for the upset, go for the big win. Well, if you're trying to win, that strategy won't work, right? That strategy won't work. If you're gonna go for an underdog team, make sure that their stats and all that other stuff will back it up. You just don't go grabbing guys. I think you're gonna win today. Like for example, the Colorado Rockies today. I looked at it and I wanted to just say, let me put these guys in. Hopefully they'll win. Then I stopped and I thought, I'm like, you can't do that, Ron, because look at the matchup. I looked at the matchup and I'm like, man, Colorado's gonna get killed tonight. And so after you look at the lineups, the stats, and then you see what's going on, and then you'll go, okay, let me make the right choice. Because you can have in your mind, I'm going to take so-and-so. Because I don't care. They've got Paul Skeens pitching. Well, make sure you go and check everything out before you do it. And like I said, does that usually work? Yeah, sometimes. But does it work all the time? Proof positive? Nope. So, let's go ahead with the Orioles versus the Rays tomorrow. Dean Kramer, 8-7. ERA 4.24, 88 strikeouts. He's going up against Zach Littell, who's also a right-hander. He's 8-7. His ERA is 3.56 and 80 strikeouts. So, guys, watch this. These two guys are pretty much mirror images of each other, giving Littell the edge on the ERA. But outside of that, but let's look, because I just want to compare. And you know what? I don't want to, because I don't even think I would do that game. So we'll move on. The A's in Cleveland. Watch this, guys, and I'm going to take this game, right? Simply because of the fact that I don't trust the Indians anymore. And I'm going to take the A's, right? So let me mark this one off. Cardinals, Sonny Gray. It's my guy. And that should be everybody's guy because he's good. He's 9-3. ERA 3.50. 118 strikeouts for Mr. Sonny Gray. He will be going up against the Diamondbacks' Ryan Nelson, who's 5-2, ERA 3.68, but he's got 65 strikeouts. Do we want to hang out with this one? Yes, we do. Anytime you see a game with St. Louis and you see the name Sonny Gray, go back and go inside that game and look at his numbers and look for strikeouts. Always with this guy, I will go 4 strikeouts. Does he always make it? Not always, but sometimes he goes over, right? So let's look at Mr. Sonny Gray. Sonny Gray's last game against Atlanta, he went 3 innings. He allowed 3 hits and 1 run. He struck out 5, though. I guess they hauled him out of that game in the 3rd inning. Then on the 8th of July against Washington, he went 5 innings. He allowed 5 hits, 2 runs, 1 walk, struck out 6. And then against Pittsburgh, he got a win in that game. He went 6 innings. He allowed 5 hits. He allowed 4 runs, Walked one batter and struck out 6. Not bad. Not bad at all, right? It sucks. Sorry, guys. Sorry. All right, where did we go? Sonny Gray. Ryan Nelson. Ryan Nelson he's going to be playing against the Angels. Well, his last game against the Angels, he went 4 innings. He allowed 7 hits and 4 runs. He walked 4 batters. He struck out 1 person. Against Kansas City, he got a win in that one, but he went 7 innings strong, right? 7 innings. He went 7 innings strong, allowed 4 hits and 1 run, and struck out 5. He was having a good day. Then against San Francisco, he went 6 innings. He allowed 5 hits, 2 runs, and struck out 7. He didn't walk anybody. So, just looking at this and those guys being at home, I say we would take the Diamondbacks, right? But I'm just going to take this game off, right? And then we'll go back and check it out. Brian Bello of the Red Sox versus Chicago Cubs. Shuta Magajan. Oh, I can't pronounce it. He's a lefty. ERA 5.3. ERA 2.80. 42 strikeouts. Brian Bello for the Red Sox, 5-3. Same record, right? ERA 3.27. 65 strikeouts. Yeah, so this will be a good one. I'll take it because we will take the Chicago Cubbies on that one. The Yankees and the Braves, I am not interested in that game. None whatsoever. Come on, you piece of crap. Sorry. And remind me, guys, to tell you the story about when I went into Ralph's yesterday. Ralph is like Kroger's. And I went in, and I guess one of the ladies that was in line, she thought that she was on the phone, right? Now, this happens a lot there. She was on the phone. She didn't recognize that I was already standing there because she was on the phone. So she got a little heated because she thought I took cuts. And he's just sitting there, and I'm like, but here's the deal, guys. That happens a lot at that store. Because, guys not paying attention on the phone and whatnot. As a matter of fact, this happened to me at Ralph's. This happened about 3 times. And that's kind of weird, right? For the most part, you think people pay attention, but when they're on the phones, I guess not. Okay, so Marte is they said they placed him on the DL list. Okay, so where are we at now? And here's the deal, guys, man. When usually when ladies go off like that, you just gotta sit there and take it, right? Or you just walk away and just get the hell out of Dodge. I wanted to tell her we should probably been paying attention, and you would have known. But if that would have happened, it would have been on, and she probably would have mopped the floor with me. Know why? Because guys that tell you this all the time, it's not worth arguing with a female. You're never going to win, right? Let's just say, example, I get into it with her and say, hey, what are you doing? And then I'll yell. Then she starts crying. You're not going to win, dude. Cops will come in and start beating the crap out of you. Beat you first and ask questions later. Huh. Tampa and the Orioles with Dean Kramer. I think I looked at one already. Let's see. New York and Atlanta, I could care less. The Minnesota Twins versus the Rockies. We definitely got to take this one, right? So anytime you see the Colorado Rockies, guys, don't automatically think because they suck, you're going to get an easy win. You have to check the matchups, look at this guy, look at their numbers, and then you can make a fair assessment after that, right? One of the biggest factors you have to look at is that they're playing in Denver, a mile high, air is thin, so, and that ball takes off when you hit it. So yeah, we'll do that one. Milwaukee Brewers, Los Angeles Dodgers tomorrow. Milwaukee will have Freddie Peralta. He's 11-4. His ERA is 2.66. Strikeouts 118. Emmett Shanahan for the Dodgers, 1-0. ERA 2.3 and 13 strikeouts. Now, okay, the Tigers just started. So right away when I look at, so it's the middle of July, right? And I look at this thing, and it tells me that his stats are like low. So then I go, okay, let's find out where has he been. But it shows he hadn't pitched that much. He must have been in the DL, whatever. So let's get at it. So, but his last game, he pitched on the 12th of July. He went 4 innings. He got the win. He allowed 2 hits and 2 runs, walked 3 batters, struck out 3 batters. July 6th against Houston, he went 5 innings. He allowed 5 hits, 5 runs. He walked 1 person, and he struck out 4. The last game, before that one, the 18th of June against San Diego, he went 4 innings. He allowed 3 hits and 1 run. So right now, this tells me that this guy, he's giving up within 4 innings or 5 innings, he will surrender 1 run, right? But he will also surrender at least 2 hits if we go anywhere from 4 to 5 innings. So is that okay? Yeah, kinda. But you have to ask yourself the question, what if they decide they want to make him go longer or whatever? So, right? And some guys are just not like, say if they're older, right? And I think, for an example, this was maybe about, I want to say 2013 or 2012. Anibal Sanchez, the Tigers had, right? So Anibal I swear to you, this guy will pitch lights out ball all the way through 5. And then after 5, you better take him out. One time, and I swear to you on this one, he pitched, I think like 2 games in a row, he had no hitters going into the 5th inning. But he starts giving up hits after that. So I was like, when he came on that last one, I was like, what? The manager don't understand that this guy's going to give up some hits? Get his ass out of there. They didn't. They kept him in there, and he got rocked. And then, so some guys are just built. Well, Anibal Sanchez is an older guy, right? So when you start getting older, Father Time creeps up with you. You can't do what you used to do. So if the coaches know this, then it should have been really simple for them to say, hey, Anibal, you gotta a good game, a no hitter through 5, and you put your hand out for the ball, right? No harm, no foul. But the Tigers kept him in, and as a matter of fact, he ended up losing that game for the Tigers, and it wasn't his fault; it was management's fault, right? Okay. So let's get back to the Dodgers. Shanahan hasn't been around much, or yeah, he's given up one run, one run. He gives up at least one run out of 5 innings. He'll go 5, but he'll give up at least one run after 5, right? So do you want that? Maybe. Let's look and see, because that could be okay. But he's going up against the Milwaukee Brewers, Freddie Peralta. And watch this. Milwaukee knows how to hit the ball, guys. Milwaukee knows how to hit the ball. So if you got a pitcher who's only able to go like 4 or 5 innings, and you got the Brewers bats, and you've got this guy you're going up against, you're gonna be in for a long day, right? So I'm gonna take the Blue Jays. I'm not the Blue Jays, but I'm gonna take the Milwaukee Brewers on the money line on that game. And I know it's the Dodgers. I know, but I'm still gonna take Milwaukee on the money line. I don't really know this guy, Emmett Shanahan, but it just tells me that he's got a good ERA, right? But homeboy likes to give up at least one run after 4 or 5 innings. So when you playing against Milwaukee that's got bats, I know this is the Dodgers, right? Could it turn into a shootout? Quite possibly, but I don't think so, not with Freddie Peralta on the other side. But stranger things can happen. Who would I take in this game? I would take Milwaukee, and I wouldn't even think twice. Let's see. The Astros, Mariners. Mariners don't even have a pitcher named yet. All right. So now let's get at what we're going to do now. The Angels 4, Philadelphia 4. Top of the 5th, the Angels have a man on first and third with 2 outs. Chicago 4, Pittsburgh 1. Bottom of the 5th, Pittsburgh's got a man on second with no outs. I hope you guys went and seen Superman. It was okay for me, right? It was okay. Don't get me wrong. It wasn't terrible. Did it match up against the Man of Steel? Now, I'm 56? And I do know the old saying, if it's not broke, don't try and fix something. Well, DC had a hell of a character in Superman. What was that guy's name he played? Henry Cavill. And then they just took him down and used somebody else. You got to go with what works, right? If it ain't broke, why are you trying to fix it? And usually a lot of people get stuck on this ego trip thing, right? Why would you change something that's already doing good for you? It's DC, right? So theoretically, DC does not match up against Marvel well at all. And then you want to go in there and change it, take Henry Cavill out. This new guy that plays Superman, he's good. I like him, but you got to stay with what works. All right, let's get at this. And then too, all this, okay, so here's what's pissing me off with Marvel. You don't want to recast people, right? Like the guy from the Chinchalla. What was the guy's name that played Chadwick Boseman, right? Great actor. you can't take nothing away from him, right? Great guy. But this is a Marvel movie, right? This is based on the Black Panther, right? Why are you going to change it? Why are you not going to recast? You know what I mean? And I get out of respect, but for respect of Marvel, right? This character has been around for years, right? And not only that, any movie star who's played a Marvel role took off. What's that? Robert Downey Jr. He was done. He was done, and just to let you know, he was done. Watch this. Terrence Howard, is that his name? Terrence Howard. Terrence Howard got paid more in Iron Man 1 than Robert Downey Jr. But I knew it was going to change because it was like Iron Man is Iron Man. Iron Man is Tony Stark. He's a much bigger than any other stars that's out there. Robert Downey Jr. as well. So you play a guy like Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, right? But Marvel will find a way to screw stuff up. All right, let's get at this first one. And I picked the Athletics Sirianni against Cleveland's Logan Allen, right? So in this game, you really don't have to overthink this one. And I looked at Sirianni, because look, generally Sirianni usually pitches a good game, right? Now here's how you know that. His ERA is 2.11. And you go, oh man, that sucks. This dude been taking a beating. Well, his ERA is 5.15. So it's high, but when a guy losing 11 games like this, I look for the ERA to be much higher. So I look for a guy's ERA to be 7.82 or something like that. But when his ERA is at 5.16, it just tells me that he didn't get the offensive support from the bats. Right? But we got Logan Allen. Let's see. And then I'm pulling up all these stuff and I'm looking at Trump files lawsuit against Wall Street Journal over Jeffrey Epstein's story. Ah, Jesus. I swear to God. I hate politics. Okay. Let's clear this out and we'll start over. So right away, guys, we'll go to our first game that we looked at, the Athletics versus the Cleveland Guardians, and I just told you I thought that it would be a pretty decent game. Luis Sirianni usually pitches a decent game, and sometimes he can sneak in a winner too. Well, he's only got two. He's been having bad luck. But let's go in here and see what's going on with this dude. Here we go. Luis Sirianni, right? And I usually, what I do is I go back three games. You start going back to going 4, that's kind of monotonous or whatever. All right. July 11th against Toronto, he lost that game. He went 4 innings. He allowed 7 hits, 1 run, struck out 8. Not bad. Versus San Francisco, he lost. He went 4 innings again. He allowed 5 hits, 5 runs. That's terrible. And then against New York on the 29th, he took the loss also on that one. He didn't go 4, he went 3, and he allowed 5 hits and 5 runs, right? So, with that being said, this guy is definitely going to get faded. Thank you and have a nice day, right? So we're gonna fade this dude out, right? Let's look at Logan's stuff real quick. I gotta change the Silver Surfer to a female. You know how many? I'm a Marvel Comics guy. You know how many females that's out there, that's real good? It's a lot of them. Why you had a need to change their backstories, right? Cause see, dorks like me, I like what works and what I grew up with in comic books. But then when you start changing stuff, it's obvious now that you're trying to cater to a certain group of people. Well, when you're doing something like Marvel, you don't have to, because Marvel is what it is. Stan Lee, Jack Kirby, and those guys put that together a long time ago. But hey, that's what you want to do. But just know this, Marvel. What you're doing is you're dummying down a good product, and that's not cool. And eventually, you're gonna find out if you keep doing that, it's gonna wreak havoc on your Marvel's universe. All right. The Guardians. And we're supposed to look at Allen. See what he has going on. Allen. Even though we know we're going to pick the A's, right? We just have to look at this other guy's record. Because you never know. Uh-huh. Keep putting the wrong date in, man. This is terrible. All right, here we go. Logan Allen, the Guardians. Let's look at this guy. First game, or the latest game, he played against the White Sox. He won that game. He went 6 innings. He allowed 1 hit, 2 runs, 6 innings. Struck out 5. Ron, why don't you mention how many he walked? Because it's irrelevant to how. Now, it's not relevant, but like, let's just say if he gave up 10 runs, right? And then I got down here, he walked 8 batters. So then it's open season to attack this guy. But not really, not on this one. Against Detroit on the 5th of July, he lost that game. He went 6 innings. He allowed 2 hits, 1 run. Then against St. Louis, he lost that game. He went 6 innings, allowing 6 hits and 3 runs. Now, this guy is not the best, right? But he just a tad bit better than Siriano. And to be honest with you guys, Siriano is one of those guys that can come through and pull this game out. Siriano is not a slouch. He's one of those type of pitchers, right? That if you fast forward, 2 years or 3 years, he'll probably be one of the guys that's on the A's with a higher winning percentage, and probably the ace of the A's, right? Because when you come in, you're gonna have to take your poundings. But they're using a lot, and then I noticed when he plays or when he pitches, it's not as bad as I thought it was. So he gets a lot of respect from me. We'll take the Cleveland Indians, right, on the money line. Yeah, I mean, if you take a job in Hollywood to do a Marvel movie and you pick up Iron Man, just know if you do a good job at it, just know that your career is going to take off. Because Iron Man, aka Tony Stark, is much bigger than Robert Downey Jr. And you go, Ron, what do you mean? Well, I mean in this sense. I know he's not a real person, Iron Man, but he's a comic book character who everybody loves, right? And he's very popular. Guys like that, Spider-Man, Thor, whoever, like the guy who played Thor, what's his name? Hemsley? What's his? Yeah. He's never gonna have to worry about getting a job ever, because he's the Thor dude, right? All right, let's get up here. Give me the A's. Oh, here we go, right here. Well, that's for today. The Cleveland Guardians is beating the crap out of the Athletics today, 7-1. Marlins 5, Kansas City 4. You blow. Let me look at the rest of these while I'm at it, Chicago 6, Pittsburgh 1, Los Angeles Angels 4, Philadelphia 4. 6 inning at this in the top of the 6. And right now, in the top of the 6, the White Sox have a runner on second and third with one man out, right? And what did I tell you guys yesterday? And that's why I took the White Sox. So, I mean, sometimes you can just look at these records and you can just pretty much tell what's going to happen. The ERAs of each pitcher, it gives you an idea what you're looking at, right? Does it always work? Does it always help? No, not really, because you can bet on these guys and look at the stats and get it all down packed, and then the next thing you know, you pull up the game, right? And it's like 8-0, and you go, holy crap, I did all this work for this. The Angels in Philadelphia are tied after 6 or after 5. The Padres 1, Washington Nationals 0, Toronto Blue Jays 4, San Francisco Giants 0. And you remember what I told you guys? I said that Verlander was going to be pitching, right? And I said, just know that he's gonna have at least 1 or 2 breakouts before it's all said and done. I said, but last night I told you, I says, yeah, he's gonna have some breakout games, but is it gonna happen today? And I said no, and I'm right? And the reason I told you that, and I think I told you as well too, the Blue Jays is just hot, right? Cincinnati 3, New York Mets 2. I don't like the Mets. I don't even know who these guys are. They come out in the beginning of the season blazing people. It's July. Now these guys always just mustering up enough runs to win. And they're going to win today. All right. And we already agreed upon the Diamondbacks, so I'll just mark that off. I'll take the Diamondbacks on the money line. We took Milwaukee Brewers. I say take Milwaukee Brewers plus the points, right? We'll do that. But that's tomorrow. What the hell? All right, get it together, Ron. Get it together. Okay. San Francisco Giants and Toronto. So that's on a Saturday. Okay, beautiful. So now we get to Saturday. Michael Walker, the Royals versus the Marlins. I don't even think we broke down that game yet. Hold on. We took Chicago plus the points from the White Sox. We took the Tigers plus the points. And see, here's what I mean. The rocker guy, right? His record is not... All right. Maybe because it's in Texas. So, Kumar Rocker, his record is 3-4. His ERA is 6.39. And he's got 43 strikeouts. Now, the Tiger guy, Montero. Stay with me. Montero is 4-1 versus Kumar's 3-4. Montero gets the edge on the win-loss column. Montero has an ERA of 4.0. Kumar has an ERA of 6.39, right? Montero gets the edge on that one. Now, they both got like the same amount of strikeouts. Montero has 45, Rocker's got 43 strikeouts. So, how they've got Texas favored is beyond me. And remember, guys, when I told you something, you see something like this, and you go, man, this doesn't sound right. Well, that's because Vegas is fucking with people when they do this. They want to see how many suckers they can bring in on this. So watch this, guys. I know for a fact that Montero is a better, well, how can I say, at this point in juncture in the year, he's the better guy, Montero. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take advantage of what Vegas is trying to do. And Vegas don't care. They know it's going to be jack-offs like me out there taking advantage of when they put the wrong, or they trying to screw people around. So I'll take advantage of that. I won't take the Tigers plus the points. Since you guys think we're stupid, let's take the Tigers on the money line, the plus money, and you get a good price behind that. So, yeah, I mean, keep putting them out there like that, Vegas. And then we've got Siriano and Cleveland. We decided to take Cleveland, didn't we? Or no? Yeah, we took Cleveland. Boston Red Sox and Chicago. We took Chicago on that one as well, but let me double check. To be honest with you guys, that Boston-Chicago Cubs game is pretty much going to be really close, right? And we did take the Cubbies, but let's do this. Let's take the Cubbies and the Red Sox. Let's take the Cubbies on the money line, and let's take the Cubbies going under 9, right? I like that. St. Louis Cardinals versus Arizona Diamondbacks. Well, now here's what I don't get on this one. I don't even understand this one. It's a better matchup, and I guess they're going to go with Sonny Gray, because Sonny Gray is usually pretty good, right? I love Sonny Gray, but I go with the facts and facts only. Ryan Nelson of the Diamondbacks, he's 5-2. His ERA is 3.68, 65 strikeouts. Sonny Gray is 9-3. ERA 3.50. Okay, yeah, I get it. They're gonna go with Sonny Gray. I know. I think I picked the. Did I pick the Diamondbacks? Well, I probably didn't even pick this one. Well. I'm going to go inside the numbers, and this way it'll jog my memory. Sonny Gray. Gives up an average of 5 hits a game. right? Goes 5 innings at least, right? Doesn't give up a lot of runs. He's given up 7 runs in the last 3 games he played in. 7. Let's go to this other guy. Give up 7 runs. This guy has given up 12 runs, right? So it's for Boston. So yeah, we're gonna stay with the Cubbies, and I'll take the Cubbies on the money line. And I got the door open, and you can hear these idiots zooming down the street. What's the point at speeding on side streets? I never understood that, because when you're going that fast, a dog flies out in the middle of the street. You got coyotes here; they come out, and you get hit. You hit somebody. And all right, so let's take Sonny Gray on the money line, or the Cardinals on the money line. And then we talked about Minnesota versus the Colorado Rockies. I don't really we took the Cubbies. That should be about right. Do I want to go with any pitching props on this one? Maybe not. I don't really feel any need to do that on this one. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Now, the guy for the Rockies, he's 3-13. ERA is 6.65 and 49 strikeouts. Okay, yeah. This guy has given up an average of about 8 hits a game in the last 3 weeks. He's given up like 12 runs, right? I'm gonna take I'm not gonna think hard on this one. If this guy is giving it up like this, and it's in Colorado, I'm gonna take the over, and I'm gonna take the Twins on the money line. Or let's do it this way. We can do it one or two ways. We can take the Rockies plus the points, which I wouldn't do. Or we can take Minnesota plus the points. Or we can take Minnesota on the spread or the money line. Or we can just say, you know what? This is taxing. Let's just go ahead and take the over in this game and be done with it. Have a nice day. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go down here and I'm going to take the over 11.5. And then we took the Milwaukee Brewers on the money line. Now, here was another one, guys. And I'm going to tell you to take Milwaukee on the money line because, to me, the matchup clearly favors the Milwaukee Brewers. But the sports books and Vegas seems to think otherwise. So, when you think something's like that, and you think that these guys are playing games, which I think they are, then go for it. So, don't take Milwaukee plus the points. Just go ahead and take them on the money line. And that way, if they win, you get big money. More money than you would get versus on the run line. Okay? So, we're going to take Milwaukee on the run line. I did not do Houston and the Mariners. I thought that game sucked. Mariners are pretty good, though. But I don't feel like being bothered. Okay, so who is this now? We did that game, right? So the A's, we did that one already. Who's this next one? Tigers and Rangers, we did that one as well. I mean, Vegas just thinks people are stupid, man. Did we do the White Sox game? I don't think we did. Let's look at it. Adrian Hauser for the White Sox. He's 5-2. His ERA is 5.56. 39 strikeouts versus Mike Barrows of Pittsburgh. He's 1-3. ERA 4.83. 42 strikeouts. Just go inside and look at it. If you're not sure, and it's like, let me go inside and look inside the numbers. All right, let's see the White Sox. Andre or Adrian Hauser. Adrian Hauser, he's won his last 3 games. And this guy likes to go deep inside the game. He goes an average of about 7 innings. One game he went 8. So normally he's giving up, like, so the last time he played against Toronto, he went 7 innings. He gave up 7 hits, 4, and then sorry. Against Toronto, he went 7 innings. He gave up 7 hits and 1 run. Then against Colorado on the 4th of July, he went 8 innings. He got the win. He gave up 4 hits, 0 runs. Against San Francisco, he went 7 innings, gave up 4 runs, right? 4 hits, no runs. So against Colorado, he's given up 4 hits, no runs, and that's good. That's actually, that's usually excellent. And then I know what you guys are saying. Oh, well, he beat up on Colorado. It doesn't matter. You're supposed to, right? You're supposed to, right? Because you're the White Sox. If you really look at it, right, the White Sox ain't that much better than the Rockies. So tomorrow, don't even fake the funk. Just go and take Chicago White Sox on the money line. Because, my problem is Vegas just thinks people are stupid. And they're just trying to get our goat and trying to get our money. Or they think that, if they put this out here, we'll just say, I guess they're right. No, not. Right? Go ahead. And we're going to take the White Sox on the money line. I got a text from my wife a long time ago. That was a long time ago. I'm just not seeing it. All right, let's keep it moving and let's get these parlays filled out. And I think we picked Baltimore, but I don't I don't really like that game though. We took the White Sox plus the points, and I just say we change that up and we take the White Sox on the money line and just be done with it. The Angels versus the Philadelphia Phillies. Philadelphia looks like has the favorite, right? Okay, the Walker, Taiwan Walker for Philadelphia. Last game, he went 4 innings, allowed 2 hits, 1 run. The game before that, he went 2 innings, no hits, allowed no runs, walked 1 batter. Against the Atlanta Braves, he got the win in that game. He went 2 innings and he allowed 1 hit. Right? And this guy looks like a middle relief guy that they're trying to just work their way and putting him in the lineup or whatever to be a starter. So do we really know what this guy is all about yet? Well, I think so because like if I can remember, this guy was really he was decent last year, right? Let me look at this dude. Okay. Now his best season was when he played in Philly because he played in Philly for a while. His best season was 2023 when he won 15 games and lost 6. He was really doing his thing. But ever since then, he's been kind of like low. And maybe it's like some injuries and stuff like that because he's been on the team since 2013. So I'm gonna take the Philadelphia Phillies on the money line. Let's look at the Angels pitcher though. And sometimes, guys, you might want to be lazy and don't look, but you pretty much have to, right? Believe it or not, the edge goes to the Angels pitcher, the lefty, Kikuchi. But the thing with this guy is, I don't think he does good on the road a lot. Um, I say, guys, we go with the. Give me a minute. So Kikuchi, he gives up like six hits a game, right? And he only goes 5 innings. Um, Against Arizona, he allowed 3 hits. Texas, 4 runs. Atlanta, 2 runs. So if you're a pitcher and you're throwing it and you're going at least 5 innings and you're giving up 6 hits for 5 innings, that's not a good sign, right? Because you're not going the whole full game. Now, if it said 8 and he's giving up 6, then I'd be like, this guy is all right. But it's concerning when he only goes 5 innings, no more, no less, and he's allowing 6 hits. So in those last 3 games, the Angels pitcher, what's his name, Kachuri, or I don't even know, Kuchi or whatever. He went 5 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs. Then against Texas, he went 5 innings, 6 hits, 4 runs, right? Then against Atlanta, he went 5 innings again, 6 hits, 2 runs. You can't keep doing that, right? You can't keep doing it. And now you're going to play Philadelphia, and you're going to pull that same crap with them. You'll be out of the game. This guy will be knocked out of the game by the 4th inning. He won't even make 5. Because when your numbers are like that, it's easier for the other team to, zero in on what you're doing, because there's not too much they've got to look at. All they know is the last 3 games, he's only went 5 innings. No more, no less. And he's giving up, what is that? How much is he giving up? He's giving up 6 hits. Like, for the last 3 games, 6 hits, 6 hits, 6 hits. So, since July 2nd against Arizona, he went 5 innings, gave up 6 hits. July 7th against Texas, he went 5 innings, he gave up 6 hits. Against Atlanta, he went 5 innings and gave up 6 hits. Did he give up runs after that? Of course he did. Of course he did, right? So a guy like this, right, you pretty much want to just go ahead and fade him, right? But the Angels is a pretty good ball club, so I just want to give him the benefit of the doubt and then just go back and check it out. But, yeah, you suck. You better. So we'll stay with the Phillies on the money line. Let's see who we are missing. Yeah, I haven't really heard too much of the immigrants, sending them back and whatever. Just listening to that was a mess. I remember just, helping out some immigrants when they're coming over, right? And we as Americans, right, we have a duty. I think I say we have a duty to help other people, since we are pretty much, quote unquote, one of the best nations, biggest, right? And you should want to help people. But I don't think that we should get into a fight over who should we help. If you let these guys in, right? Let's just say the other group let them in, the Democrats. Well, don't say, oh, I'm a Republican, I don't agree with that. Let's send them all back. Come on, man. These are people. These are people with families, kids. They're hungry. They come over for a better life. And now you want to say send them all back, and you got to... Who are you, right? Who are you to make that big call like that? I just think that we have a duty, we should have a sworn duty, because we're Americans, to help people out that's less fortunate than ourselves. But sometimes that just doesn't work that way. But some people just didn't care. All right, let me get finished with this crap. All right, we did the White Sox. That's out of here. Get rid of that. And Kansas. Did we do Kansas City and Miami? Well, you got Michael Walker going up against Cal Quantrill. Cal Quantrill is 3-8. ERA 5.62, 67 strikeouts. Michael Walker 4-9. His ERA is 3.74 and 84 strikeouts. Now watch this, guys. Watch this. You're gonna probably say I'm smoking crack, but I'm not. I am going to take the Marlins plus the points in this one. You know why? Because I looked at how Kansas City came out being sluggish with the Marlins. He wasn't the best Marlin pitcher that they had to offer. And they hit Lugo really well. But I do know Michael Walker is a good pitcher, right? He can throw some one-hitters. But I just got this feeling, guys, that Kansas City's not going to win tomorrow. So I'm gonna follow my hunch, right? So right now I got 9 legs. I'm not even going to go over 10. right? So I think we should kind of like stop now. Yeah, let's take Seattle first before we stop. So we take Seattle on the money line. So I don't like going over a lot of games because it doesn't make sense to do that, right? Hold on. When did I pick that game already? Um, um, um. I picked the New York Mets game, but I'm gonna back off of that one because we already got a lot, right? This like it's gonna be a close game with Cincinnati with Nick Martinez, who's 7-9, ERA 4.78, ERA and 76 strikeouts. Clay Holmes, 8-4, ERA 3.31 and 83 strikeouts. Now, if you're gonna do a lot of parlays, and then I suggest maybe you could probably throw the Mets in there somewhere because you don't want to just keep picking the same team. Because if you keep picking the same, or you have the same team in each one of your parlays, and then they lose, then you're screwed, and it's your own fault. So yeah, we'll just do a backup with the Mets and just use them, right? The New York Giants, Toronto Blue Jays. Um, we're going to use this game right now. And here's the deal with this one. We're going to use this game. We're going to add it onto the parlay, but we're also... No, you can, right? But we're going to use that Giants Blue Jays on a different parlay. So let me put them to the side because we're going to use them because we're just trying to win more, right? Because it does make sense, right, to have this 9 parlay ticket and add the San Francisco Blue Jay game to it, and then we get everything right on the Toronto Blue Jay game, but we got a couple wrong and now you lost. That's happened to me a lot of times where I have picked, like one time, I picked the Marlins to win, and I picked the Rockies to win, and the White Sox. You know, 2 of the lower tier Major League Baseball games. But it was overshadowed by me picking some, like the Tigers or something, and they lost, so they jacked up my whole parlay ticket. So we're just going to do separate on that. Hold on, guys. What is this? What that was. All right, so where we're at now. So we've got like what? A 10-leg parlay. So let's go on this. Chicago Cubs money line. We'll also take the under in the Chicago-Boston game. We've got the Tigers on the money line. We've got the Cleveland Guardians on the money line. We've got the St. Louis Cardinals on the money line. We've got the over Minnesota and Colorado. We got the over in that game, right? We've got the Milwaukee Brewers money line against the Dodgers. Yeah, guys, don't look at this game and say, I don't understand. No, you understand. It's Vegas that doesn't understand. Vegas just don't want you to understand. Because, yeah, Milwaukee has the better matchup, pitchers and everything against the Dodgers. But I guess because they won the World Series, they want to give the nod. to the Dodgers, and that didn't work for me, right? Because every game is different. So I'm going to take the Milwaukee Brewers on the money line as well. We're also going to take the Chicago White Sox on the money line, right? We're going to take the Philadelphia Phillies on the money line. Seattle Mariners on the money line. That is a 10-leg parlay. Let's do $10, right? $10 on this parlay, on this 10-leg parlay, you get $571, right? If you got money and you just want to screw around and you want to put $40 on this game, you put $40 on this game, the payout is $20,000. That's the payout. Can you win this? Heck yeah, I've done it before. And I suggest we can probably look at it and do it. I would rather do a 10 leg and put a little bit more money to it than doing a 16 or a 17 leg with a small amount. Now, have I won like that before? Plenty of times. But you can still win faster with, because gambling is gambling, right? Like, and I know you guys get tired of hearing me say this, but you know, you have somebody, because I heard one guy say, hey, the best thing to do is not to bet, you know, just on parlays. It's going to kill you. Just get one team, right? And because I know the guy. Well, the very next day I had a 16-leg parlay. I called him up. I said, dude, what's this about not playing one game? I said, it doesn't matter, right? Because all you need is one team to lose, and you're screwed. And guess what? If you got one team that you putting all this money on, and you got because in order to get money comparable to what I'm doing on these parlays at 40 to get 20 grand, in order for that to happen and bet on one team, you've got to put more money in there, right? But for one team to make 20 grand, you're gonna have to put a lot more money, at least over $100. Now, what happens if that team loses? Can they lose? Will they lose? Sometimes. I mean, gambling is gambling. It doesn't matter if you pick one or two games to bet on. A loss is a loss. You can lose. You can lose. It doesn't matter. Because I remember one time I was like, oh, I'm going to take that. I'm going to do that. I'm going to take that logic and use it, right? And I just took one team. And then I started finding out I'm losing with one team. So, again, I'm going to put these up like I usually do afterwards. So I'm going to copy this, right? And then we're going to go to that one team I told you, that one game parlay. I got $40 to get you paid on this one. I'm telling you now. I'm telling you this right now. Don't go asking the old lady for money for you to gamble. If you don't have it, just wait. All right? Because, hey, what's going on? Yeah, so what you want to do is you know what I mean, right? So hey, how's it going? Just folding up clothes. They like psychics, dude. These women they know. They see you coming, right? She knew I was talking. She heard. Now, any other time, if you ask her to, hey, could you bring me a plate or something like that, they can't hear you, right? They never do, right? But when you're scheming, you and your buddies, they know. It's like they can be in the other side of the house and they'll know. You can't outsmart women. And I don't care what you guys are out there saying. You can't. But just stay out in front, right? Oh, hey. You still washing clothes? What's that? Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm almost done. All right, guys. We'll get back to it. So, where do we leave off? Okay, right. And what happens if you're not listening to me and you start winning money and then you call me and you tell me your wife attacked you? I don't want to hear it because I'm trying to get you guys where she won't know to attack you until it's like too late. And then you can play the dumb role. Look, here's what works. They're smarter than us. And they know they are, right? So here's what we do. When we get caught, we just play stupid. And they already think we're stupid. So you just play stupid. And that way, right? Well, it's starting to cool down outside. Yeah, just play stupid. When you play stupid, they let us off the hook because they kind of feel bad for us because they know they're smarter than us. So if you play stupid, that works, right? But if you try to be Nostradamus and get over on these gals, they already know. They see us coming a mile away. You can't win, right? Don't try to. And I told you guys this the other day. Go outside, look in your wife's car, look in the back seat, look in her trunk, and I guarantee you, you're going to find about 3 pair of new shoes. So why do they keep them in the car? Because when you're not home, they're going to sneak them in. And then when you find it, they're going to say, oh, I had those already. And what can you do? Because you don't know. So stay out in front. They ain't smarter than me, I'll tell you that. Well, yeah, they are, but I'm going to stay out in front. All right, so I got these things I just created, right? So now what I'm going to do is we're going to do that one game parlay that I saw and I liked a lot. Right? All right, so San Francisco versus Toronto. San Francisco's record is 5-2. It's 52-45. They're going to be playing in Toronto. Toronto is 55-41. It's pretty much the same record. Logan Webb versus Eric Lauder. Eric Lauder is a lefty. He's 4-2, ERA 2.78, 58 strikeouts. Logan Webb is 9-6, ERA 2.94 ERA. So these guys got 2 ERAs about the same. Logan Webb has struck out 139 batters. Eric Lauder has only struck out 58. The reason being is because he's probably been on IR or something like that, right? So now, is this enough information? No, right? So we want to go in and we want to look and see what else we can dig up and how we're going to play this in the actual on the actual parlay, right? So. Yeah, you laugh. I'm telling you. Because if you play the dumb role, guys, they know we're not as smart as them. and you play the dumb role if it fits right into what they're thinking. So they don't even try to figure out. He goes, oh yeah, he's stupid. He didn't know what he's doing. And in that way, they won't, but they don't think that you can use that all the time and get away with it, because if you keep using it, they've got they're like superheroes. They got this like defense mechanism that goes up when we start lying a whole lot, right? So when you start constantly lying, another guy, we don't know and we don't really care, right? But chicks, well, they know when you're lying. They could be in the other side of town, right? And it's got this like radar sensor, and it just goes off. I ain't the smartest, but I ain't the dumbest either. Trust me. Now let's get back to this. So San Francisco, we're gonna go inside the numbers with these pitchers, and that way, and then we'll get you guys out of here. Um, all right, so let's go look at Logan Webb. Logan Webb is good. So San Francisco versus Blue Jays. All right. Well, I say the Giants are hitting pretty well against left-handed pitchers. We've got 21 home runs already against the lefties. They got like 34 hits, right? They're not at the bottom. They're not at the top. We're closer towards the top. So it's basically saying that San Francisco is not bad against lefties. Let's see what Toronto's further down. You blow, you suck. Well, now sometimes they don't have a lot of these teams on here. But they don't even have Toronto on here. I don't see Toronto on here, but nevertheless, Toronto's not going up against the left-hander. San Francisco is. And they're doing pretty decent against the Blue Jays. Now, against lefties. Now, let's look at Logan Webb's last 3 games. His last 3 games, he goes at least 6 innings. His first game against the Dodgers, he went 5 innings, allowed 5 hits, 6 runs, struck out 6. You blow. And then against the Athletics, they went 6 innings, gave up 7 hits. Gave up 7 hits, allowed 2 runs, struck out 6. Against Arizona, he went 6 innings, gave up 7 hits. So this dude is basically giving up 7 hits a game, and he'll go all the way to 6, right? He was allowing anything from 2 to 3 to 6 runs a game, right? So we're going to look at the other guy, right? Logan Webb or Eric Lauder. Now, This guy's last 3 games, he lost to the White Sox. He went 4 innings. He allowed 4 hits and 2 runs. Struck out 7. Against the Angels, he went 6 innings. He allowed 3 hits, 2 runs. Struck out 6. Against Boston, he went 4 innings, allowed 7 hits, and 3 runs. Right? Struck out 4. But we don't really care about that. So here's what we're going to do on this one. Hold on. Here's what we're going to do. Where are you? New York. Yeah. All right. So in this game, we're just going to do just a 1 game on this one, the same game, right? We're going to take the under right away, under 8. Do we know who's going to win? No, not really. I don't care. It's going to be a tight game. It's going to be a pitcher's duel. So we're going to pimp this game out. After we finish pimping it out and you want to pick a winner, you can, but make sure you get another parlay, right? But I'm going to pimp these guys without even picking a winner, right? So we're taking the under in that game, right? So dumb. Okay, here we go. They don't have the pictures. Same game parlay, quick bets, first inning. Let's go to innings, right? Actually, you can do 1 or 2 things, right? We can take a Nerfy in the first inning, right? Or we can that means no runs scored. So let's try this out with a Nerfy. Well, better yet, let's just go first inning under 5.1. Let's mark that off, right? And we'll take the under, right? Because I don't think it's that much of a difference between that and the Nerfy, so. We're almost done with this. I just want to get this one all locked up, but so we've got not a Nerfy, but hold on, I'm gonna check because it could be more. Let me go in here and look again, because right now with $10 and we put the under on this game, and no runs. Or under 1.5 runs after 1 inning. It's not turning a lot of dividends. We bet 10, you get 10 and 11 cents back. Let's try to make it something worth our while. So we'll go to Nerfy. First inning result in a tie, right? Is what I usually use. So if I go with that, now No, you went for like, yeah, it's not worth it, because if you go first inning resulting in a tie, that'll get you $15, right? But if you don't use that, right, and you want to go with, was it the first innings under 1.6? Come on, you piece of crap. Sorry. First inning under 1.5. Let's see how much that'll get us. So if you do the under in that, that's 10-11. So it's probably better, right, to go with the regular Nerfy. So this one right here gets you just 10, right? If you go under 1.5, but we don't want to stop there. We need to get um, more player props. So right now I got under 8. I've got under 1.5 runs, right? But I don't like that. I'm gonna go with a Nerfy. I haven't won on a Nerfy in a while, right? But let's see what will it do for us. Where is it? I lost it. Hold on. What the hell? Oh, this is it here. Oh, here it is. Under. Right? It'll take you to $10 either way, right? So whatever we decide to pick under, and I say just go under the 1.75. Yeah. Hold on, let's make it double check. How many guys are trying to... What the hell? Oh, that's over, that's why. You go under 1.5. Wager 10 on that. Oh, that's not the right one. It's always fun to try to figure this out. It's always best you do. Because if you wait for the last day, you probably put yourself behind the 8 ball. Where the hell is this at? Hold on, move up, move up, move up, move up. Under. Shit, man. I found it. So if you go a Nerfy versus under 1.5, the Nerfy is better because if you win, like right now, with just those two things, the under and then the Nerfy, meaning no runs, or the first inning results into no runs, yes for runs, and then a tie. I usually will take it ends in a tie, right? If you hit that on the Nerfy deal, that's like $15.47. So it's better to go with the Nerfy. Will I go against the Nerfy? Yep. On these two teams, I will. Right? If it's the Yankees, the Tigers, Philadelphia, I'm not going to go with a Nerfy because they can hit. So now we've got two legs right now. And you know what? Let's do $20 on this. Right? So just those two legs we've got is $30.93, right? They don't have the pitching props on here yet. Once they have the pitching props on, I will add them right away. Because what happens now is you go from you probably have a ticket about $100, right? Just betting on a couple of games or the same game parlay. Now, let's just say we got a good feeling who's going to win this game, right? And you go, well, I'm going to take the San Francisco Giants. If you take them on the spread, let me see. There's not going to be I don't think, right? But you never know. But if you bet the spread for San Francisco, $20 will get you 104, right? If you bet the money line for the Giants, you get $72. If you bet plus the points with the Blue Jays, you get 55. If you just say to hell with it, let's just go with the Blue Jays straight up. You get 74, right? You get 74. Let's see. So the better play is if you think the Giants can win outright, then I would take the Giants, right, on the spread. But the way I see it, I think Toronto can win this game. And I would take, I'm going to take the Toronto Blue Jays on the money line. If we take the Toronto Blue Jays on the money line, $20 gets us $74.50. I don't know why you get a bad price for that, right? Well, let's just say we took the Blue Jays on the money line, right? Let's change it and see what else happens. Giants money line, 72, right? $55, Toronto. So it's not, I mean, if you think Toronto's going to win, right, you're better off just taking Toronto on the money line tomorrow. That'll get you 74. But if you honestly think that the San Francisco Giants can win, and they can win by at least 2, then you'll get 104. But I wouldn't go that route. Why? Because it's a pitcher just duel. And normally when it's a pitcher's duel, it's a 1-run or 2-run game, right? And you don't want to go, you're going to win by that amount. I mean, you win it by 1.5 by at least a run and a half. Because if you lose, you're done. And it's just not worth it, right? So you got to find a better option. I think the better option is to hope and pray that San Francisco is going to win it. But that's not it, because I don't think that they will. I would take the Blue Jays on the money line. The money is not going to be as great, but that's okay, because here's the deal. Once you take the Blue Jays on the money line, now all you've got to do is do a couple of more player props with, God damn it. You see, the price changes, guys. It keeps changing. Oh. Yeah, if you take the Blue Jays on the money line, right, you'll get 74. And I think that's the more sensible way to go at it. I know you probably want to make more, but I just don't see San Francisco winning by 2 points. I don't even think they're going to win, right? So now we only got 3 legs on a player prop. $20 will only get us $70-something. What I'm going to be looking for tomorrow or tonight when I get it, I'm going to look for player props on pitchers and strikeouts. And if we do it right, we can probably up the ante to maybe $200, right? You put maybe like another, $30, right? And then we can up the ante and you get a better payout. But right now, for this game, the Giants in Toronto, the first inning results in a tie. The Blue Jays on the money line, and we'll take the under 8, right, in this game. If you put $20 on that, you get $74.50, and that's it. And that's been it, guys. Right? I'm gonna work on some more stuff tonight, and that way you guys will pretty much get a good idea how it should look tomorrow. So I'll work on it tonight, and I'll have it out, and then we can go from there. This has been awesome. You guys are great. Always like and subscribe, even if you're watching it late. Live is always better, because sometimes if you have a question to ask and it's the next day, hey, what's good with you, man? Just trying to get this going, man. I just did it. So tomorrow, Carl, we'll do a same game. So the San Francisco versus Toronto game, we'll take Logan Webb, 4 strikeouts, Eric Lauder, 4 strikeouts. We'll take the under, and then we'll do a nerfy, right? And then if we kind of figure out what team we want to pick, we'll go with the Blue Jays. So that might give us at least $200. You dump 20 on it or something like that. Okay, you got a little break at work. So how's it going so far, man? It's always good to have a little break, man. I do know that the WNBA has pissed me off for the last time. You said under? Yeah. Toronto versus San Francisco, I'm definitely going to take the under in that game. And the reason being is because Logan Webb's ERA is at a 2 something, and Lauder has an ERA of 2 something, right? So these guys are going to get at it. And I'm okay with that. Yeah, so Carl, I'm just winding this down, man. I am pretty much done with it. So, um, I am out. I mean, if you guys got any questions, let me know. Hey, give me 1 minute. I'll be right back, guys. 1 minute. Yeah, I just went in the other part of the room. I had to straighten the wife out. Don't be afraid, guys, to straighten her out. I'm telling you, Carl, you always got to be on guard. You know what I'm talking about. I just had to go and straighten your girl Lisa out, man. Because here's the thing, Carl. And I tell her, and guys, never be afraid to tell them it's your way or the highway, right? Out that door, right? What's the WNBA? No, the WNBA is good, man. The WNBA has a good product. The WNBA is really good because you can't automatically assume that a team is going to win in the WNBA, and when that happens like that, you know it's a lot of parity, right? And then you know that it's a good league, right? And if we went to it every day, and every team will win and lose, and right? But for example, the Connecticut Sun, them dudes will beat you, man. At first, I thought they sucked. No, they don't suck. They catch you, they'll get you, right? So you don't. It's kind of like the NFL. So you kind of have to be worried about them guys. No, the WNBA doesn't intimidate me. I tell you what, though, I did notice that those gals, they're really feisty. They like to fight, man. I think they do more shoving and pushing and fighting in the WNBA than the regular NBA. But, it's whatever, Carl. I like the WNBA, man. It's a good product. The Pistons getting the shot back. Let me ask you a question, Carl. Why did they lose the shock in the first place? Yeah, that's true, too. And they like to fight, man. I like to see you tell one of them chicks to wash your dishes, Carl. They'll beat the crap out of you, dude. Ugh. What's... Did I just hit something, or was that me? Yeah, Carl, I'm telling you, man. Those girls like to fight, man. They'll get it in. They'll definitely get it in on you. But what the hell, man? Yeah, that's it, man. I'm pretty much done, Carl. So we could probably talk about something tomorrow, but I'm pretty much done. Oh, he sold a team. Why would he sell a team? The shock was pretty good, man. Why would he do that? Because then they win like the first season they won. Well, I'm done, Carl. I'm done, everybody. Remember, oh, wait, where you say I want? Okay, okay. Yeah, because I mean, a lot of people in Detroit love the WNBA. They love the Shock. Actually, the Shock was pretty damn popular. That's why I didn't get when they moved it out, man, because the Shock was popular. And they had Bill Lane beer, right? But I tell you what, Carl, I'm tired, man. I'm out of here, right? And we'll get at it tomorrow. Um, yeah. They were in Auburn Hills, right? Yeah, yeah. I mean, in the '80s and the '90s, yeah, exactly. So the '80s and the '90s, you could get away with, playing out in the suburbs, right? But nowadays, you need to play within the city to make that money, right? If you're outside in the suburbs, that's not going to work as much, right? Because you don't have it's nothing really to do out in Auburn Hills, right? There's nothing to really do where the Pontiac Silverdome is. But downtown Detroit now, there's a lot to do, right? You can gamble and all this other stuff. If you're out in Auburn Hills, I mean, it's not too much to do in Auburn Hills. It's like the Palace, and then there's nothing else. Maybe a store or something like that, but it'll be downtown. Yeah, that's good. Hey guys, make sure you like and subscribe. Always stay in touch. I'll come back periodically and talking to you guys if we hit or anything like that. I'll be back same time tomorrow. Hopefully, I can put out some good parlays so we can hit and we can get this money. All right.